Welcome to Lovely Angel Lady's channel. Today we're doing crochet yarn locks. Press that subscribe button now to keep up with all of Lovely Angel Lady's vids. You'll need some acrylic yarn, measuring tape, a Sharpie, shears, and of course a lighter. You can also use a stool or chair as well as a belt to keep your locks in place. Hey beauties and gents, it's the Lovely Angel Lady. Yes, honey, just look at these gorgeous yarn locks that I've gotten done so far. I've been working hard. She works hard for the money. Not really, but I have been working hard though. Look at the ends. I took this brown stool, turned it upside down, and put this white belt around just the one side. And I am taking just the 2 strands of yarn that I measured, and I think it was like 22 or 24 measured out. And then I used a Sharpie, and you can use a paper clip if you don't have one, or like a pin with a top, and that's going to hold it in place. And I just start braiding, and I'm not going to braid down too far. That's one thing that's easy about this, is that you don't have to braid down all the way. By the time mine were all wrapped and nipped and burned on the ends, they measured about 16 to 18 inches complete. So you can make them all the same length, but yeah, I just kind of wanted them to look a little bit more natural, not perfectly even. So this is how I did mine. But now I am taking 3 pieces of yarn. I'm starting at the top, and I am going to wrap all the way from the top, as close to the top as you can get. Work your way down. Keep all of the strands of yarn close together and just keep wrapping around. You don't want to make it like a twist. You want to make sure you're pulling it tightly and wrapping it around, because you definitely can't have it loose. It is very important in this step to pull pretty tight and hold the yarn in your hand really taut, okay? I know, this step can seem pretty tedious because you are, yes, unfortunately, wrapping all the way down. Not all the way down, but you're wrapping pretty close to the bottom where you're going to tie your knot. So you have to go down pretty far. So I stop right there, and this is where I'm going to tie mine. I'm going to wrap just a little more and then go ahead and take 1 strand of yarn, and then I just tie mine. So finally getting to the end, y'all. It seems like it's forever. I know this is very time consuming, but it's worth it, I promise. So this is where you take the 1 strand, and you're just going to wrap it around the bottom right there. Wrap it around. See what I'm doing? And then wrap, and then wrap. And then I am going to basically kind of tie a knot is what I'm doing. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You're just making sure that you hold your work secure. Okay? And then I do that again because I like it to be super secure before I nip and burn so that it doesn't loosen. I did appear to get faster and faster as I got used to the motion, and you know, once you kind of get a routine going, you will pick up speed. So just get comfortable with what you're doing, find something that works for you, and stick with it. Make sure that those knots are really good at the bottom, and then you just get your shears or scissors and cut the bottom across. It can be even. It's not a problem because you're going to burn it. Alrighty, are you guys still with me? So now that we have our little knots tied here on the bottom, which is very secure, you just take those scissors or shears and you're going to nip below where you tied the knot, okay? See? To make sure that you don't cut the actual knot so it stays in place. Then you just burn with your lighter. Be careful, okay? Caution, be careful. It gets very hot. You can wait a few seconds before taking your fingers and twisting it around to mold the bottom. I don't like my bottom all fat and chunky, so anyway, y'all, I sectioned off the front of my hair. That's basically like leave out when you do a sew-in. I am going to do those individuals, okay? Because I want a natural looking hairline. And here's my hair braided. I just braided it back in cornrows and took it and plaited it in the back, and that's pretty much it. I got some yarn and tied that down to make sure it was flat. And I just began using my crochet hook. You will need a crochet hook as well, if I forgot to mention that, to install your locks, okay? So that loop, that's why we use the pin, or you can use a paper clip, but that loop is important because this is, you want it a good size so you can bring those locks through it. And you just pull it and it holds it really securely, okay? I didn't have any issue with any of mine coming out, and they were awesome for my trip, you guys. So these are the individual ones. So all I do with this one is just like I did on the belt, but I take the 2 strands and braid into my hair just as if you were using any other braiding hair, and just braid down. But I have to braid further because my hair is a pretty good length, especially when it's stretched into a braid. So you want to get as close as you can to your root to ensure that it looks nice and neat. Okay, you'll want that because you do have to wrap these as well. And so I'm braiding down the mountain. Here we come. And we're going. All right, and we're gonna stop right there because that's just a little past my hair, and that's all I need, okay? Because I want to make sure that I don't obviously burn my hair. So I'm just going ahead and getting the braiding part over, and then I will wrap them for you to show you how that's done, okay? So let's once again attach the yarn onto the hair. We're going to braid it on and braid all the way down. You want to make sure you braid past your hair. Sometimes braiding yarn onto your actual hair feels a little awkward, but just know that you just braid it the same as you normally do when you add extensions, okay? It's basically like braiding 101 when you're doing individuals. So it's pretty much the same thing. You're just using yarn and the texture is different, but I am doing the same thing for each one. All I did was I made like 7 going across. It depends on like the size, like the circumference of your head and so forth, but I wanted mine not teeny tiny around the edges. So I did like, it might have been like 8. I think it was about 8. It was like 7 or 8. So that's all I pretty much had across. And then this is just wrapping it down just like you did on that belt. You just start from the very top and take the 3 strands of yarn and you wrap it all the way down just the same. Just the exact same. So you've had plenty of practice, obviously, making all the other ones. Total, I ended up with 167. I know, don't pass out. I wanted to pass out, but let me tell you, it was so worth it. It lasts, it looks really good. And then to know that you were so crafty and you did that. Yes, you did that. Yes, it's nothing like it. Let me just tell you. And the compliments you will get, let me just tell you, it's worth it, okay? It is so worth it. And you don't have to worry about combing your hair. It's in a protective style. It will help you to split up the time and to go ahead and make your locks on the belt in advance. So don't wait until you're actually ready to install 2 days later, because you will spend all day, like literally 8 to 9 hours in a day or so, doing these locks on this belt, and then have to turn around and cornrow your hair and do all that. So you would just, it would help if you start like maybe a week or 2 in advance and just do a little bit at a time each day, so you don't get overwhelmed or, tire yourself out. So I'm starting from the very top. As you can see, the excess yarn that I had at the top is being held down to the braid, okay? Because I have to cover that up, and as I mentioned before, I am holding the yarn together so that the actual braid can be covered, and I am holding it tight. But as you can see, I pressed that excess down and it blended right on down in there, and it's into the actual lock. So now the end and my knot, you can see it closer up now, and I'm going to knot again. All right, time to cut with the shears. Now I'm using my lighter to burn the end, and it's going to be very hot as I mentioned before, and I'm just molding the bottom how I want it, okay? And then I kind of just clipped again. So that's it. That's all it takes, y'all. You can wear all kind of different styles. Let me know what you think. Send me pictures of yours. I'd love to see them. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow me to keep up with your girl. Let me know how you're living. And Lovely Angel Lady loves you always. I thank you guys for all of your love and support. Look at my little cuties. Aren't they so handsome? Bye-bye. Thumbs up if you found it helpful. And guess what? Follow me, follow me, follow me. And I'll catch you later. Snapchat. All right, hit me up.